All right, everyone, we should be live. Let's make sure that's actually the case over on Rumble. Of course, I do see that people are waiting and chat is working, so no problems over there. Lots of weird news today, and I got an early start today, involuntarily. I was woken up at 6:30 in the morning, and I was not very happy about that because I fucking work all day. So yeah, and I'm an insomniac. So, if you wake me up, I don't get another hour slumber or something like that. So I'll be trying. I might be a little bit low energy, but I do have Red Bull, so it should be fine. We'll see what happens here. Didn't take my vitamin pill yet today. Yes, I take men's formula vitamins. It's probably good for you. Something, I guess. Haiti has collapsed. Its prime minister just quit. He was in exile basically in Puerto Rico. So now it's literally barbecue for Cap'n. It looks like barbecue might be the next leader of Haiti. And I don't see any problem with it because of how the dysfunctional the Haitian government is. It doesn't really make a difference. We'll be analyzing that. The FBI and DHS is coordinating with Discord, Reddit, and others to combat extremist gamers. Because, of course, gamers talking shit when they're playing a game is much more important than going after human traffickers or pedophiles or something like that. Our priorities are definitely in order, fellow Americans. Don't worry. Rand Paul weighing in on an endorsement that Trump made. And this is why I like Rand Paul. And I'm of the same mind. If you look up Mike Rogers, you'll probably be of the same mind, too. Donald Trump endorsing an individual who is effectively a never-Trumper. I'm really hoping this does not trickle down to his hiring decisions should he get a second term in office. But Rand Paul, that's why I want him as leader of the Senate, because Rand Paul tells it how it is. He doesn't give a shit. He doesn't care if he takes flack for it. And some of the core MAGA will jump on him for this. I'm not going to, though. I respect Rand Paul. And I think he should be Senate leader. I think he would work well with Trump. And I think that Trump really, really needs to bring him in as an unofficial advisor. Get your advice from Rand Paul. You can't do better than that. Fucking get me to the Mar-a-Lago. I'll do it for free. And I'll talk about your hiring decisions and shit like that. Chris Cuomo predicting that Donald Trump will win the election. I happen to agree with him, which is hilarious. Biden absolutely did not apologize for calling Laken Riley's alleged killer an illegal during the State of the Union, says Principal Deputy Press Secretary Olivia Dalton. There's some gaslighting going on. Oh, goody. Yeah. And then we've got the Boeing whistleblower who is talking about, they're cutting corners and using substandard components and shit's all fucked up. And basically, you're not necessarily safe when you're flying. He got Epstein. He killed himself under mysterious circumstances right before he was set to give congressional testimony. Yeah, that's not sus at all, dude. So we've got a lot of sarcasm forthcoming. There's going to be some fun here. It's almost like when the news is dire, when it's terrible or something like that, it's all you can do is laugh basically at it. Cole of Centauri, is it in bad taste to canvass for signatures to get Junior on the Wisconsin ballot if I'm not voting for him? Happy Clinch Day. No, there's nothing wrong with that. You can do whatever you want politically. Skyclad Wanderer, can I send you a handmade slingshot for a shout out? Abso-fucking-lutely. DM me on Twitter, and I'll give you my mailing address. I do still need to get a P.O. box, but yeah, handmade slingshot? That sounds pretty fucking cool. Fire some musket balls out of that. I'm pretty good with a slingshot, actually. I had one as a kid, and really, really enjoyed it, actually. Never killed anything with it, but I was a pretty good shot. Yeah, slingshots are great. I also like those things you mount on your arm, and it's like a slingshot, like almost like a rocket, like a mini crossbow or something like that. Those are pretty cool. Anything that can cause collateral damage is okay with me. But yeah, we've got a lot of news to cover. First and foremost, though, we will go to our merch partners. They help to make this show continue to grow. We've got pumpkinfirecrafts.us. I see you in chat over on Rumble, by the way. You can get some engraved spoons, apparently wooden spoons coming soon. I'm going to try to get one that's like those big serving spoons. You can get amulets, of course. That's what we're calling them now. keychains and belt chains and so forth, as well as bookmarks with the Stick, Sex, and Hammer logo, clank on, and various other catchphrases from this channel. We have BiltongUSA.com, where you can get delicious meat. Use code STICKS, of course, at checkout for free shipping. AntonsUSA.com as well. You can also get some Sticks merch there. We've got mugs, tumblers, and shirts. WickedNeedleEmbroidery.BigCartel.com, where you can get hats like this. There's also the one with the logo in the center, and it says Stick, Sex, and Hammer 666. This is the offset one, so there are two varieties there. HeritageHeirloomSeedCompany.com. You can get your seed survival buckets, and coming soon, very, very good soap. In fact, I'm going to be scrub-a-dub-dub sticks in the tub later, and yes, I will be using the soap that they made. It's made with goat's milk. It's amazing. It's excellent. It's the best soap that I've ever used, actually, and I've had some cool artisanal soaps before, but this one, yes, it gets a ringing endorsement from me. Make a shit ton of money when you release that to the public. Also, Webster'sWares.com. Yes, you can get some Trump merch like the flag behind me, as well as signs and so forth, and stickers, some survival gear, as well as other eclectic materials. And soon there will be Stick, Sex, and Hammer merch. You can pre-order that on that particular page. So now we will get to the news after a couple more super chats. Jeffrey Duran, I'm about to go in for a gallbladder removal. Wish me luck, Sticks and fam. Hope to make a speedy recovery, Clank. My condolences for having to have an organ cut out of your body, but yes, I believe you will recover just fine. Don't worry. Lime in a microwave. Baba Booey. Fa-fa foha. Dat pie over there. Haitian long pig is an acquired taste. Kinda gamey. Yeah, Haiti's, they're having a real one. We're going to be talking about literally barbecue for Captain. Haiti's leader resigns as gangs run rampant throughout country engulfed in crisis. Apparently the gangs, so-called, now control most of the capital. They control basically everything. Haiti has been overrun. The prime minister has quit. The embattled prime minister of Haiti, Ariel Henry, has resigned after weeks of mounting chaos in the Caribbean nation, where gangs have been attacking government structures and social order is on the brink of collapse. I would say it's gone beyond the brink at this point. Henry said in a video address late Monday that his government would leave power after the establishment of a transitional council, which probably won't work, adding, Haiti needs peace, Haiti needs stability. Good fucking luck with that. Henry's advisor, Jean Jr. Joseph, told CNN that Henry would remain in his role until the formation of a new interim government. But the problem is you're in exile. You're in fucking Puerto Rico right now. You're not even physically in the country because you can't even use the one airport there that actually services. So what are you talking about? Okay, you can claim that you're remaining in power, but you're not physically there. It looks like barbecue is going to run the country. And by the way, that might be an improvement. The Haitian government has helped to lead to this situation. The collapse of order there is partially fomented by the fact that the Haitian government doesn't know what the fuck it's doing. It's corrupt. There's human trafficking. There's rampant prostitution. There's rampant violence on a good day. Not even in this latest round of instability, but on a good day, there's already plenty of violence going on there. Most of the population is malnourished. Kids can't get an education. Women are raped constantly. People kill each other in the streets. Haiti has collapsed already. It's been collapsed since the earthquake. The Clinton Foundation, the Red Cross, and the so-called transitional government of Haiti tried to get together to stabilize things. They've failed for more than a decade now. If anything, it would probably be best to just have barbecue as captain. Let him run the country. He seems more sane than the goddamn prime minister anyway, so who gives a fuck? When the worst of the violence erupted last week, Henry was in Kenya to sign an agreement to send 1,000 Kenyan police officers to the Caribbean nation to restore the security situation of which his government has lost control. He was unable to return to Haiti as the security situation deteriorated around the airport in the capital, Port-au-Prince. A plan to travel via the neighboring Dominican Republic was abandoned after the government there refused permission for his plane to land. He has been in the U.S. territory of Puerto Rico since last week. You're really in control of the situation, Henry. No, I think that barbecue is in control. Again, more power to him. If I was going to have lunch with one of these morons, I wouldn't be the prime minister. It wouldn't be him. I'd rather have lunch with barbecue. At least he cooks well. Ultima, paint your walls black. I want dark mode stream. Yeah, I actually like it more bright. I like to wear black clothing, but I like a little bit of contrast. Ramon C. GTC. The garden videos are awesome. Many, many more to come. I do have to do a seedling update, but first, the stratum that I was working with, the Terra Preta mix that I made, qualified success, but it depends on species. It's very species specific. Some of them, like the okra and the cucumbers, fucking love it. I mean, Jesus, I've never seen cucumbers grow this large this quickly before. Some of them have some problems, and I'm thinking there might have been mold in the potting soil that I mixed with it, because there appears to be a contamination issue. So some of the plants are doing really, really well, and some of them are doing really, really shitty. And so this is why I did it in early March, because I'm clearly not going to plant most of these guys outside anyway. Now I can do a second batch. I can try to, control contamination, etc. I've got enough pots, etc. And I've got the growing lamps already set up, and then that's the hope. Because you don't really need 12 okra plants. That might be a little bit excessive. I've got to limit myself. Bocephus, Sticks, what do you think of Tears for Fears? Excellent band. Blonde from the Matt Christensen's show says that people that don't like them should face a firing squad. Yeah, I like Tears for Fears very much. It's one of the best bands of the 80s. Money Drip 6665. I work for Boeing on the commercial side. We are all furious about the quality issues and now a dead whistleblower. It sucks for the people who care about the quality of our work. Any advice? If you see something, say something. Just make sure that you say it anonymously and get the word out there and don't get Epsteined, because apparently this poor individual, he got Epstein. He didn't kill himself. Ozzy's Robots. Hey, Sticks, hoorah! Able to catch one of these later streams. I have some cool new hats. Let me know if you want one. Blue, black, or white? Definitely black. It's my color. Headed to Europe in a few weeks for a month-long cruise. 7 countries. I hope Iceland is one of them. Stefan Chudziak sent $19.99. No comment. Thank you very much. Keep in mind, you can always say whatever you want to say. You can have me shout out everything if you pay me money. I'm a money whore now. BW, I missed this on yesterday's live because you signed off. The irony of science bringing back dinosaurs would be that science would be making people pray again. Sorry, couldn't resist. Yeah, I believe in bringing back dinosaurs. It's currently not technologically possible, but if it ever becomes so, I'm in favor of it. I like science. I don't care if it's apocalyptic and dystopian. Science is cool. So yeah, Haiti has collapsed. They no longer have a government. Main news of the day. Ramon C. GTC. Dominicans hate Haitians like the KKK. I think that's a generalization, but it appears to be true in the aggregated fashion. I'm more like, I feel sorry for, some kid is born in Haiti or something and barbecue is running your country. Your prime minister rage quits, but still somehow asserts that he's in control of the situation. And he's going to form a transitional government, but it's not clear how they're actually going to govern. I feel sorry for all the people in Haiti and get exploited by the Clintons and everyone else. FBI and DHS coordinates with Discord, Reddit, and others to track extremist gamers. Oh, some of the details here are fucking hilarious. We're going to be talking about that. First, though, I would like to say something. Some people are being later-taters. The original report on this came from 2022. Yes, that's the era that it came from. It's almost 2 years old now. And some people did not get the memo. Now people are saying, they're thinking that this is modern news. It hasn't been going on. It's a new proposal. No, this was proposed 2 years ago. And so I believe I mentioned it in a live stream back then. I'm not 100% sure, but I was aware of it. So don't worry about that. I think I archived one of the older articles. The FBI and DHS are working with gaming firms to try to tamp down on the spread of extremism. Where is this particular line? Because there's one that is fucking hilarious here. Commissioned by the House Homeland Security Committee, which shouldn't exist. The GAO investigation spanning September 2022, that's when it was first reported on, to January 24, was prompted by concerns over domestic violence extremists' use of gaming platforms and social media. Yes, Roblox is a hive of Nazis, apparently. Well, I mean, I'm a little bit old to use Roblox. At this point, my username would have to be age-old grandpa or something like that, so I won't be getting in on that one. I played RuneScape and Minecraft back in the day. RuneScape was already old by then. I saw a lot of edgy shit, people making racial jokes and stuff like that. I never saw anything extreme in any server that I was on in Minecraft or anywhere on RuneScape or anything like that. So I guess the idea is that the kids are not all right. 17-year-olds are trying to convert one another to Nazism or something. Although no federal law explicitly criminalizes domestic violent extremism as a crime category, because simply talking about how you're extremist is not a crime, the U.S. government categorizes threats into 5 areas, including racial or ethnically motivated violent extremism, anti-government and anti-authority violent extremism, so don't question Uncle Sam, animal rights or environmental violent extremism, so that's kind of funny because DC is always ranting about the need to tackle climate change. I would think if the world is going to turn into Tatooine within 30 years, a little bit of extremism would oddly be justified, now wouldn't it? Abortion-related violent extremism and all other domestic terror threats. So that's just the blanket term. Hassan goddamn Piker himself, and he's an apologist for the deep state. He came out and he blasted this goddamn report. It's right in here, link in the description. By the way, again, links to all of our merch pages there, as well as to my books blog. That's pinned above if you're watching on YouTube. Following the Capitol breach on January 6th, the federal government's focus on countering extremism has grossly intensified. President Joe Biden's directive initiated a comprehensive review of federal efforts against domestic terrorism, identifying it as a primary threat. Yeah, don't worry about getting invaded or something like that, like we are at our southern border. That's not a problem. That's perfectly fine. The subsequent national strategy released in June 2021 recognized online gaming platforms as potential hubs for recruiting and mobilizing individuals towards domestic extremism. Hey, kid, I'll give you 5 blocks of diamond if you go blow up a federal building. I mean, come the fuck on. I got so many tips about this, by the way. Originally, it wasn't going to be in the news docket, but then everyone and their mother was messaging me about this. Can't we go after human traffickers or, something that's actually meaningful? I don't think that the average person that you're sniping on Call of Duty is going to, turn you on to the KKK or something like that. I've never encountered that myself. And supposedly, well, there's a caveat. Back in the day, there was one group that did try to radicalize me, and I have a feeling that they glowed in the dark. Naturally, I was averse to this, and I did warn people on J6, please do not show up. Clankers, do not get yourself into federal prison. I think I was fairly prescient on that one. I'm hoping that there are no clankers currently in jail. If there are, then their families haven't reached out to me at all. I'm hoping that we avoided that one. Dodged a bullet, quite literally speaking, in Ashley Babbitt's case. No, there's extremism online. What do you do on Minecraft? What was my extremism like back in the day? Griefing. Yeah, I built swastikas in the sky above spawn and then dumped lava off of them so that everyone that logged in would die. That was my form of extremism back in the day. One of my greatest regrets in life, oddly, is that I didn't keep those videos. I took them off YouTube because I'm like, oh shit, it's against the terms of service now, but I didn't back them up first. That was a glaring oversight on my part, and I do apologize. That and the old ICQ chat blog. What extremism? The fuck are you talking about? There's nothing to see there. Yes, if you're worried about like Roblox or Minecraft or something, what you should be worried about is some 14-year-old getting groomed or something like that. That's what you should be worrying about. Not somebody doing Nazi stuff. Who fucking cares? Oh my God, he posted the Nazi national anthem in chat on the Minecraft server. Clearly, this is going to convert very many people to goose stepping. I don't think so. Let's see. Sir Thomas Drake. When I was in college, I ate a lot of ramen and did a concept project for human bullion cubes. Hearty African, classic Oriental, and zesty European. Need to redo it with barbecue Haitian, I think. Well, talk to Klaus Schwab. You might have a multi-billion-dollar marketing idea. Soylent is people, after all. The Grizzly 617. Do you think that Haiti could be a big campaign issue if conditions there continue to worsen? Do you think Biden would blunder on it? He already has. It won't become a main campaign issue. Most Americans can't find Haiti on a map, so it's a minor economy. It's a minor nation. Nobody really cares. I'm the only one that's fucking talking about it. I'm the only one proudly proclaiming my support for barbecue for president of Haiti. Can't be worse than the alternative. John Ski. Kilowatt first. It may be nothing at all, but I was watching a Sky News clip of barbecue from about 6 months ago and noticed he was wearing a gold Freemason chain. That's his bling. He has no idea what that means. It's just gold. John Ski. Sticks, I'm starting my first veggie and flower garden. What potting soil do you recommend? I'm doing a couple of raised beds and an in-ground one. Thanks. You can use just any standard organic compost or just use like cow shit or something like that. Mix it good into the soil. You can add some perlite. I'm using biochar. Again, I'm going to have to do an update because biochar for indoor gardening is a little bit different from outdoor. And I think there was a potting soil contamination. Unfortunately, some of my seedlings have shit the bed. They kissed the baby. They had the radish. They bought the farm. They are as mentally aware as Joe Biden. The bonus holes. Who wants to go in and opening a Haitian-style barbecue restaurant? We could feed customers pieces of themselves, which would save money on meat. And the only food expenses would be spices, condiments, and drinks. Oh, and call it the Ouroboros Lounge. Yeah, we've got plenty of grave humor about that right now. Atomic Force Gaming. Go get yourself a couple of Tina's burritos, man. Those are pretty good. I also like chimichangas. Novel Solutions sent $27.99 Canadian money. No comment, but thank you very much anyway. Blue de Gaulier, can you shout out our horror comedy television series, Hillbilly Horror Show, horrible films, funny rednecks, and sexy cousin Lulu? Thanks for being a good capitalist. Yeah, I'll shout out sexy cousin Lulu. Take a look at that. CN7ABC, since Elon laid off most of Twitter's software engineers, tech job market is kinda dead. Any advice for former software engineers unable to find work? You might want to talk to the people at Rumble. They're always hiring. They're expanding. You talk to the people at BitChute and stuff like that. You're going to have to go, with new tech. Stefan Shudziak. Fuck the dog on the AT last one, my bad. Look into the grain shipment conflicts on the PL-Ukraine border. Might explain the Polish saber rattling. Yeah, there have been issues with that. Also, sunflower oil. 40% of it comes from Ukraine. Did you know this? You know that sunflower oil that you use for half of everything? That's not terribly healthy. Olive oil's a little bit better. Yeah, that supply has been throttled. The bonus holes. When will Anton unveil the Reaper Pepper Haitian-style biltong? Yeah, the biltong will be people too. Taco Bell, not that I'm against you taking sponsorships, but I remember when you were against it. What's your new stance on it and preventing it from affecting your political takes? Well, I figure if I've got a number of sponsors, nobody's influencing me politically, and nobody's going to sponsor me that doesn't agree with me politically, because that's the bulk of my content. I've never been against sponsorships. I'm against corporate sponsorships. I'm not against helping a small business. And this is an ongoing thing. I will never promote anything on any social media platform or vlog that I make that I myself do not like. So, for instance, with Anton, I like the biltong. I've tried every possible variety of it. The Carbonasi is exquisite. I wouldn't be promoting that if I didn't like it. Yes, I make money off of it, but I also like the fucking product. I like the hats from Wicked Needle, from Webster's Wares, the Trump merch, and so forth. From everyone that I work with, Heritage Heirloom. I mean, most of the seeds that I've got planted on the other end of the office, they're from that seed survival bucket. And I'd say it was a good value. The onions are starting to come up, by the way. And I'm very happy about that because, I can't wait. Jake Martin. To my merch partners, we got to install microwave ovens, custom kitchen deliveries. We got to move these refrigerators. We got to move these color TVs. Yeah, I know that's not in tune, but I'm not trying. I like that song, by the way. Dire Straits. The bonus holes. We have a poll going on X trying to figure out who is a more competent leader, Joe Biden or President Barbecue. I think we all know who is going to win. Maybe I should do a poll later on that one. That's not a bad idea. Yeah, Barbecue, he looks with it. You know, he looks like he's fucking insane, but I mean, the outgoing prime minister, do you think he was any different other than he wore a suit instead of a flak vest? Miku Huntu for Xbot, you keep getting MSN DNC videos after yours. Help me. Yeah, there's nothing I can do about the YouTube algorithms. How sad. JM, you should look at the New York Post headline. Funny as fuck. Oh, God. Yeah, we'll look at that now really quickly. New York Post. What's your headline? Breaking news, top headlines, and other shit. Confused commander. Biden forgot year of Sun Bo's death, Trump's election, and even what a fax machine is. Special counsel transcript reveals. Thank you for that one. You gave me the chuckle of the day. So Biden doesn't... so according to Robert Hur, that's a special counsel in that case, Biden doesn't know what a fax machine is. I'm keeping that to the side for tomorrow's comedy news. Thank you for that, Jay. Benjamin K. Sticks, any issues with GoFundMe shoutouts on your channel for a campaign to cover medical costs for a kid in Shrewsbury, Vermont? No, you can. You can shout out literally whatever you want as long as I'm paid for it, basically. As long as it won't get me banned. I'd have to look at the terms of the GoFundMe. It depends on what it's for. Like, if I'm raising money for a criminal defense, that could be TOS-wise problematic. But if you're raising money for a kid to cover medical costs, yeah, I can do that. Aroya.com. Hi, Clankers. I'm now selling collectible war rugs. Use code 666 to save 30%. Also, curse YouTube for not allowing me to send the link. So we've got Aroya.com. Riplocks. Have you tried compost tea alongside your biochar? It made my father's garden explode, and if you haven't, you should look into it. I have, actually. Another thing, nettle water. Take stinging nettles, slice them down, put them in a bucket of water, and let them sort of ferment in there for a couple weeks. Now, tell me what that does to your plants. Oh, unless they don't like iron, trust me, you will love the results. Lisa Rush, I've owed you a donation since election night 2016. Thanks for the best commentary and keeping me sane that night. Hoping for the same on November 5th this year. P.S. Team up with Red Eagle Politics for a chat. Yeah, I've spoken with him. I'd like to go live with Red Eagle and N. Kevy goes live. Here's a shout out to you, Sticks. Thank you very much. So yeah, now we talk about Haiti, etc. We'll talk about Rand Paul. He is fundamentally correct here. I like Rand Paul a lot. I want him as Senate leader. The GOP is goddamn insane if they don't at least put him forward as a possibility to replace Mitch McConnell. He's also a senator from the same state. They're both from Kentucky. They're the senators from Kentucky. I would think it would be a no-brainer. You've got somebody who's relatively charismatic. He's got high approval. He's well-spoken. He's actually principled. Maybe that's why they would keep him out. And he's from the same state as the outgoing Senate leader for the Republicans. This is what Rand Paul said. Donald Trump just endorsed the worst deep state candidate this cycle. Mike Rogers for MI, is that Michigan or Mississippi? I can't remember, is a never-Trumper and a card-carrying member of the spy state that seeks to destroy Trump. You have to ask yourself, who gives Trump this awful advice? Who's next? John Bolton? He's right. If Trump has one glaring weakness, and goddamn, I wish I could fucking sit down for 30 minutes and I could easily convince Trump of the obvious solution for this problematic practice. If there's one thing that pisses me off other than his stream of consciousness line of speech when he goes off teleprompter, it's his hiring decisions. And this is something that everybody else has a problem with too in core MAGA land. And I would consider myself core MAGA. I'm not a Republican. I'm an independent voter. Fuck the Republican Party. I don't give a damn about them. But there are some good Republicans. Trump. You've got Massey. You've got people like Rand Paul. There are people that are Matt Gaetz most of the time. Boebert and Luna. Luna I really like. You've got people within the party that actually have some principles. And they're trying to make things better. But then you have your potential forthcoming commander-in-chief making dumb decisions. And it is a dumb decision. Trust me. I realize that Donald Trump endorses strategically. That's not lost on me. It was like when he endorsed, what's-her-name, Ronna McDaniels there, outgoing head of the RNC, only to replace her in part with his own daughter-in-law, which is nepotistic but appropriate and funny. I don't like political nepotism, but I'll give it a pass. That one skates by me. I'm not into dynastic politics, but I mean, you can't get worse than Ronna McRomney Daniels, so it's okay. And I think Watley is leading the show, and hopefully they'll get Pressler in there. Apparently, they've contacted Scott Pressler, which is the first time in a long time. They need to get him as a strategic advisor. He needs to meet with Trump. Honestly, if Trump wanted to really succeed, he should have 3 people meet with him, just once. Scott Pressler, Rand Paul, and me. Oh, that you'd guarantee a win. You would absolutely win the election. Strategically, you wouldn't have any problems at that point. I do oppose this move by Trump. It is unfortunate. Rand Paul is fundamentally correct, and he's not doing this to try to be like hypercritical of Trump and say, well, orange man bad. He's trying to help him. He's trying to help Donald Trump win. Clearly, he doesn't want Joe Biden back in the White House. This fucking Rand Paul, he's Ron Paul's son. I think that we can trust his character. He seems to have had a good upbringing. I'm sure that his kids will be political dynamos too. If there's anyone who can possibly countermand Trump and hopefully make some headway on the issue, it's going to be Rand Paul. Again, Rand needs to call Scott Pressler and go to the Mar-a-Lago impromptu when Trump happens to be there and just cajole him. Just have an hour-long conversation or something like that. And then no more problems. So I agree with Rand Paul on this. This is definitely an L for Donald Trump. Let's see. Heritage Heirloom Seed Company. Don't forget, giveaway for March is a soap and bath product gift box valued at over $50. Anyone buying a seed bucket in March is eligible. Excellent. Yeah, trust me, the soap that Heritage Heirloom is making, which is not currently yet available, and please do make sure to contact me, DM me on Twitter, is exquisite. It's amazing. Essential Liberty. Clankers get 10% off ammo orders of $100 plus. Code STICKS at mtpew.com. Thank you to all the clankers supporting my small business. Yes, you sent me some interesting ammunition. So maybe there's some good ammo going on there. I could always use more bullets. I've half filled the third of the ammo cans. I think I'm going to have to get another batch of them because you never have enough to stack. Brass is great. Pumpkin Fire Crafts. Good morning, everyone. The wood spoons are now all posted with new handle designs. There are 2 sizes available. That is Pumpkin Fire Crafts. Let's see. Aussie's Robots. Did you see where South Africa is preventing white farmers from exporting goods to the UK and elsewhere for diversity reasons? Why are they still there? I don't know. I mean, if a farm's been in your family for the last 400 years, old habits die hard, probably. Ram and Jam. Check out the Amish farmer in Pennsylvania getting railroaded for selling raw milk products. I did already cover that. Amos Miller is his name. Will probably go to the Supreme Court. Here's the thing. If you buy a product, you have a right to know that there are risks potentially associated with it. All I ask is that the raw milk be labeled. Hey, this might make you sick. And if you think that it'll make you healthy instead and it's better for you, then, as long as you're not giving it to a little kid or something, you should be able to consume whatever you want. Wolf on the Plains. Trump should buy TikTok. The coast-to-coast would be deafening. It would cause an absolute mental breakdown on the left. Dan Malone, 53. They would say, learning code if you're out of work construction worker. Today, the new code is wheelbarrow and shovel AI has replaced you. Aroya.com. Please check your DMs. Peace out. I will do that after I am no longer live. Next, we've got Chris Cuomo. And, I have to agree with Chris Cuomo, so it's a sad day. He predicts that Donald Trump will win the 24 election. Now, part of this is probably because the Cuomos sort of got thrown under the bus by the liberal hegemon. I don't think that they like the Biden administration very much. And so a little bit of this is strategic messaging. But he is probably fundamentally correct. Right now, I would give a 90% chance if the election were held today that Donald Trump would prevail. In fact, I'd give a better than 50-50 chance he picks up an additional state over the 2016 election map. That's because he's running 6 points ahead of the results then, and he won that election with a significant turnout. 2020, he had the highest turnout of any rerun president, and now turnout will probably be higher in the 24 election. Chris Cuomo is fundamentally correct. He may be insufferable and he has certain fucking problems, but he's not wrong. He's right, actually. This is exactly why Donald Trump softballed the Cuomos. You know, he's the old New York tycoon sort of a thing. It's exactly why he did it, for entirely strategic reasons. We won't get into that any deeper because it's just Chris Cuomo's opinion, but it's still funny. And the liberals were melting down. That was the funny part. It's like, because, you know, the Cuomos are far left. Chris Cuomo, was it Chris or I think it was Chris Cuomo was the one that violated lockdown rules to go jogging and then got into a verbal altercation with a biker that time. And that was funny. I mean, he's a NIMBYist. He's a New York-style liberal. New York. But, I mean, he's right. Broken clock mode, just like Bill Maher or Jimmy Dore or somebody like that, but it's still pretty funny. Yeah, can anyone tell me in chat, does raw milk taste any different from pasteurized milk? I only drink whole milk, and I prefer to have it locally sourced. I don't fucking drink skim milk or any bullshit pussy-ass shit like that. Trust me, ain't gonna happen. Heritage Heirloom Seed Company. Several of our soaps are listed on our seed site now. More added weekly. Oh, excellent. I'm going to have to check that out later. So, yes, you can get soap now. You should order some. It is definitely worth whatever it's... let me... just a second here. Let me go to my... the link to your site, actually, really quickly. I know I'm getting a little bit distracted, but there's only 2 more news stories, and one of them... yeah, the Boeing whistleblower, that's a big one. The other one is Biden fucking up, but he does that on a daily basis. Lang Lang Patchouli, that one was good. It smells nice. Reasonable price. Yes, so we have Elder Moon Soap Company soaps available on Heritage Heirloom, and I strongly endorse them. Extremely good. I was very pleased. Steve H. Barbecue for President 24. Corto Maltese, rip Mr. Bocus. I was wondering why Tim didn't make a video this morning. Ah, shit. That's his cat, I believe. Kyle Santiago, Rhode Island Justiciary Committee reviewing assaults weapon ban today. When the vote comes, it will pass because Rhode Island sucks. Stay away from Rhode Island and leave if you can. Yeah, from my cold dead hands, if they pass a ban here, though, in Vermont, it won't be grandfathered. Just like you can get 30-round mags here. They weren't grandfathered in. It's just dubiously legal, and I try to avoid those situations myself, so I'll stick with the 10-round ones. Sebastian Monroe, I have 100 cows, and 13% of the cows cause half the farm's problems. What should I do with the 13% of problem cows to fix the problems? Since this is a YouTube live stream, I will not answer your question. Hamburgers do exist, though, you know. Bison burgers, though, are better. I will die on this hill. Bison meat is much better than beef, and I don't understand why it's not commercially farmed on a larger level. Alexander Bakos, hey Sticks, just curious, if a U.S. citizen lives and votes outside the U.S., is that counted delegate-wise? Yes, you can, for absentee ballot purposes. One of the few reasons why a person should actually be eligible for an absentee ballot, by the way. Now we've got some epic gaslighting. One of the biggest gaslights I think I've ever seen. Breaking 911, breaking this one. Audio, Biden absolutely did not apologize for calling Laken Riley's alleged killer an illegal. It's not alleged killer. We know he did it. During State of the Union, says Principal Deputy Press Secretary Olivia Dalton. That was one that even Karine Jean-Pierre didn't want to touch, so they delegated it to a second in command, it seems. The problem is that's exactly what he said on several different occasions. To reporters and in general in his press statement. Joe Biden did apologize for using the term illegal alien in that context. He did. Objectively. There's audio of it. There's video of it. We've got numerous camera shots of him saying exactly that. The reason why they're coming out to try to cope and gaslight on this is because this is a political atomic bomb. I made a video the other day where I said that the Laken Riley case may very well be the singularity that sinks Joe Biden's reelection proposition, because it ties into one of the top 3 issues, the border crisis. It's sort of malleable which issue, and it sort of depends where you are in the country, which one is the most important. So you've got inflation, or the economy in general, I suppose. the border crisis, and looming World War III. Diplomatic crises, basically. Those are the three big issues. The Dems keep trying to astroturf. Abortion is a main issue. It hasn't worked so far, and the GOP might be stupid enough to flummox its way into it, but and blunder around because they're Republicans. But so far, they've managed to avoid putting their foot in the bear trap, so to speak. As the border crisis is arguably the biggest and at least one of the top three issues, when you have a young, attractive, college-age white girl, and I do have to say that the demographics of the victim do matter as far as the press coverage, killed by somebody who's illegally in the country, they are an illegal alien, and you say that, and then Nancy Pelosi backs you down like a fucking cuck with your tail tucked between your legs, and you have to come out and apologize for it, and then you de-apologize at the same time. The messaging of this particular administration makes no sense. It just makes no sense. Even if I was, like, let's say that I was a liberal and a Democrat, so I'm a core Biden supporter. I like the dude. I would still, I hope, not have cognitive dissonance enough to think that his messaging, at the very least, wasn't shitty. I've seen no good messaging from the entire administration in a very, very long time. East Palestine, Laken Riley, the Afghanistan withdrawal, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, go on down the line. Find a time when the Biden administration didn't fuck up when it tried to address some sort of crisis. There are none. I can't give you an example. Fuck, I could give you better examples from the goddamn Bush administration about good messaging. Well, at least this time they didn't trot Dick Cheney out on stage to scowl at people. It was just W flubbing it up a little bit. Oh, humans and fish can coexist together. Well, at least it's funny. At least it's humorous. The only thing humorous in the State of the Union was the Snickers joke. I gave him 2 points out of 10 for the State of the Union, and one of those points was the Snicker joke. Let's see. John Ski. Laken Riley's killer brother got nabbed in Madison, south of Athens, for having a fake green card. Was in local news last week. Yeah, illegal alien. But Biden won't use that term. He does initially because, you know, he speaks out of hand. He didn't have a teleprompter in front of him. He says the truth, and then he's forced to apologize for telling the truth. He looks like a goddamn cuck right now. And even the legacy media is largely not trying to defend him. They're just trying to ignore the issue and make out as though it was no big deal. Have you noticed that? It's a lie by omission, effectively, on a massive scale. You're not going to see any news story about it on MSNBC because how are they supposed to defend him? This is a blatantly absurd statement. It is fundamentally, objectively wrong. We've got the fucking audio. We can play it anytime we want to. We know what Joe Biden said. We know what Joe Biden meant. But now they're claiming that he never said it. It's a mystery as to how anyone can possibly conceivably be fooled by this, by the way. I mean, I saw that headline and I'm like, what? What just happened? I listened to it myself. I had to look at it several times. I thought I was having a stroke or something like that. Like, what the fuck? King of Biltong. Good morning from Anton's Meat and Eat. Free shipping for your biltong using code STICKS on www.biltongusa.com and www.antonsusa.com. Biltong, a perfect pairing for high-protein, keto, and carnivore diets. #ClankNation. Or if you're like me, it just fucking tastes good and you eat it as much as possible. I might be able to work outside later because it is at least sunny, so I'll probably be bringing that Angus out there. That's going to be a good fucking time. Wasted Bonehead, good morning from the grave. Sticks, I must ask, tits or ass? Why can't we have both meme comes to mind. I don't know. I prefer the vagina. You remember that line from Bruno? You know, the movie with Sacha Baron Cohen? That was a funny one. Do you prefer the vagine or the mammary glands? I know that he's subversive and he's left-wing and shit like that. I found the movie funny, okay? Fucking sue me. Now we've got a really terrible story. Boeing whistleblower found dead in U.S. Found dead, just like Jeffrey Epstein and many other people who knew too much. A former Boeing employee known for raising concerns about the firm's production standards has been found dead in the U.S. John Barnett had worked for Boeing for 32 years until his retirement in 2017. In the days before his death, he had been giving evidence in a whistleblower lawsuit against the company. These are not coincidental. They are linked together. No fucking person here can possibly be so stupid, especially among clankers, and I count you among the very intelligent of the population. Nobody can possibly think that this is a goddamn coincidence. Boeing said it was saddened to hear of Mr. Barnett's passing. The Charleston County coroner confirmed his death to the BBC on Monday. It said the 62-year-old had died from a self-inflicted wound on 9th of March, and police were investigating. I'm sure they won't summarily cremate the body or something like that. How many times did he shoot himself? 5? Did he go Foster mode or something like that? I have a feeling so. Let's see. From 2010, he worked as a quality manager at the North Charleston plant, making the 787 Dreamliner a state-of-the-art airliner used mainly on long-haul routes. In 2019, Mr. Barnett told the BBC that under pressure, workers had been deliberately fitting substandard parts to aircraft on the production line. Yeah, I mean, if you don't have time to do the quality control, you get fired if you don't put the component on, so it could be a big problem. He also said he uncovered serious problems with oxygen systems, which could mean 1 in 4 breathing masks would not work in an emergency. Well, it sucks for you. You chose the wrong seat, basically. He said soon after starting work in South Carolina, he had become concerned that the push to get new aircraft built meant the assembly process was rushed and the safety was compromised, something the company denied. And then he shot himself right before he's scheduled to give more testimony. Very coincidental. No, I don't believe that at all. Yeah, or is there any, Lord help you, if there was somebody who happened to be podcasting out their window when he supposedly shot himself in the car, and we get footage that's actually a couple of hitmen that aired him out or something like that, then all hell really breaks loose. So now Boeing has to explain the situation. I think we need an official company statement. Are you satisfied with the report that he killed himself? Because I think that that's a little bit suspicious. Just putting that out there. It seems to happen a lot. Somebody has dirt on a politician or a multi-billion-dollar globalistic corporation, and all of a sudden they end up dead. Or they inexplicably get hauled in on some charges that might be spurious in nature, and then they kill themselves in prison. Or they're like Epstein, they're genuinely a pervert, but they kill themselves anyway. Alvman, rip Mr. Bocus, Timcast Celebrity Cat, March 12th, 2024. Yeah, losing a cat always fucking sucks. We've had a lot of cats, and I've had to bury a half a dozen of them. BDan82, could I please get a shout out for the Remembrance Project? They're a nonprofit that spreads awareness of those who have been killed by illegals. There you go, there's a shout out. Mark Fergola, what did the Boeing whistleblower know about Hillary Clinton? Well, they're definitely Hillary Clinton's buddies. That's the whole point. Boeing stock. Nancy Pelosi probably heavily invested in that right now with all the warmongering going on because she does insider trading that should be illegal. She even gets called out by goddamn Elizabeth Warren on that one. I'm supposed to believe a dude who worked for a major corporation. He's probably got a really good retirement pension. I mean, again, you work for like Boeing, IBM, Raytheon, something like that. You're 60, you retire. You can do whatever the fuck you want for the rest of your life. You're perfectly fine. You don't have to worry about where your next meal is coming from, and it'll be a nice meal. You don't have to eat ramen like a college kid or something. And he's scheduled to give more testimony. He's been forthcoming in giving that testimony. Shows no signs of depression or anything like that. And all of a sudden, he dies of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. I think that there was someone helping him inflict that gunshot wound. I openly allege that he was murdered. It's pretty straightforward. It's just like an Epstein situation all over again. I mean, you got to be shitting me. You got to be batshit to believe that explanation. You'd have to be stupid. They're hoping that the public is retarded. Unfortunately, half the public is retarded. BW, I hear there's a plan by Democrats to get a conviction in August and October so they can use that to refuse to certify the election if Trump wins. That wouldn't go over very well. Then you'd probably see an actual insurrection. Maybe what they're hoping for, but they'd get it. Vermont 802 for the win. Fellow clankers, there's a kid near Styx's hometown of Rutland who needs a kidney transplant. Please consider donating to her GoFundMe. And then there is a URL in there that you can go to, a tiny URL. I don't know if I can post that on a YouTube live stream. Not 100% sure still, but it's over on Rumble, so you can see that. Yeah, that's sad. Organ donation is no joke, by the way. Liz's Big Black Bull. Cucking isn't just a hobby. It's my way of life. Ha. Again, I get the reference, but you're still paying me, so it's all good. Sparky, heard interview with Barbecue a while back. Didn't seem like a cannibal and came across as reasonable. Haiti's been a U.S. neo-colony since Woodrow Wilson. Leave them be and they'll eventually figure it out. Well, no, I don't think that they'll eventually figure it out. If your nation has a small economy and no infrastructure and not a big diplomatic presence, it's going to be kind of hard to restart things once your infrastructure has completely collapsed. You'll just go in a death spiral. You'll spiral down the toilet over and over again. What they need is massive investment. But the NGOs that arrive there, like the Clinton Foundation, just wanted to exploit people, do human trafficking and shit like that. So, yeah, it's a sad situation. Honestly, I would, if I were there, I would support Barbecue. I mean, your prime minister's a coward. He flees, basically. He's trying to get fucking Kenyan soldiers in to police the population because apparently you can't figure out any way to draft anyone from the native population to fucking provide security. And you got gangs running around and crazy shit like that. I wouldn't even care if Barbecue was a cannibal. I'd probably still support his ass. It's a fucked up situation, that's for sure. Yeah. People who work for Boeing aren't necessarily set after retirement. My dad worked at Boeing for 25 years putting rivets in planes. His pension is pathetic, says Andon Heather. I think this dude had a more senior position, if I remember correctly. I don't think that he was Rosie the Riveter. I think that he was in management, actually. But even then, I mean, you know, you have retired, so clearly he had the money to do so. And then he inexplicably shoots himself right before he's set to release more information about how Boeing is endangering you the next time that you fly. How lovely, by the way, because, you know, I have to fly once in a while, sometimes cross the Atlantic. You know, when I want to go visit Anton, I'll probably be on a Boeing jet, and maybe it'll fall apart in flight. And then my last live stream is just me saying, all right, everyone, I'm peacing out for the last time. I'm about to fucking die. You're going to get to see the fireball and stuff like that. Maybe it'll be like, maybe if the phone survives, it'll be like that Star Wars Episode 3. And you'll just see my scoriated body, like I'm trying to crawl away from the flames and I'm just completely engulfed or something. Yeah, I lost an arm. It's just a flesh wound, though, so it's okay. I'm really, really happy about the fact that the whistleblower inexplicably killed himself. It's very helpful. No, I think that he knew too much, and Boeing said, this is becoming a fucking problem. We're probably going to get investigated if he dies, but if he doesn't die, we're going to get investigated 10 times harder. And a lot of our stockholders are in Congress, so we can get away with it. So we'll just brush it off. I doubt that he killed himself. Either that or they threatened him or something like that. They said, look, we're going to make problems for your entire family. We're going to kill your whole fucking family if you don't off yourself. So, you know, you might want to go buy a gun. That's always possible. They did mafioso style. We'll give you the opportunity to off yourself. Otherwise, we are going to abduct your children and sell them to Haitians. It's possible. But Jesus Christ. Anyway, I've ran out of news topics and we're running up on an hour, so I'm going to call it quits. I thank you to the almost 6,000 people that tuned in live. Had a fun time, lots of good ranting, etc. And we'll be back tomorrow, hopefully, you know, assuming that I have the energy. I woke up at 6:30 this morning, so I'm going to need a little extra shut-eye, I think, tonight with tomorrow's news, and we're going to have some fun. Hopefully we get some more. I'm going to be looking into this story about Joe Biden and the fucking transcript here that was sent to me earlier by Jay. Biden forgot year of Sunbo's death, Trump's election, and even what a fax machine is. I am going to look forward to reading that particular story. I have a feeling that'll be in tomorrow's docket. So yeah, everyone, we've got the merch links in the description, book link posted up above. If you're on YouTube, of course, posted in chat. And go get some books by yours truly, edited or authored. And we will be back tomorrow. Have a good day, everyone. That's about all. Peace out.